Hello, viewers out there. It's 4 p.m. and it's time for Sports Orbit. My name is Apacho. Salifu Usman is also in the studio with me. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit.
Thank you all for this wonderful
Well, we'll begin straight from the camp of the Golden Eaglets. That's the Nigeria under 17 boys under the tutelage of Nduka Obade are gearing up for a final training camp in Germany ahead of the Africa under 17 Cup of Nations due in Algeria between the 29th of April and 19th of May. In February, the Eaglets had an extended training camp in Abuja where the technical crew seized the opportunity to evaluate more players and then went on break since returning camp in Abuja a fortnight ago following the country's general elections. The five-time world champions have also scored goals and conceded 11 goals in the process, as in the course of a couple of friendly matches they have played for Unduka. But he also captained Nigeria's under 16 team to the first ever FIFA World Cup victory in China in 1985 and was also a key player for the under 20 team that finished runners up at the tournament in Saudi Arabia 4 years later. Of course, he insisted that the technical crew is not resting on its oars as they get set to pick the team that will go on the final training camp and onwards to Algeria. He said, "We continue to work hard as we look forward to the championship in Algeria. Our objective has not changed and we go hard for the World Cup ticket and then we aim for the trophy. First target is a ticket to the World Cup finals and then we take things from there." I mean, good one if you ask me, at least holding a training camp, you know, in what you might call a climb where at least they'll be exposed to, modern facilities. And for Ndukau, but they've been a nice one for him since he took over this team. A lot of people who have followed this team have, attested to the fact that, when it comes to even technical aspects of the game, he seems to be getting a couple of things right. And one can only hope that as they go for the championship, first of all, like you said, the most important thing is first of all getting a ticket, and from then we can see who can also win the competition.
Yeah, thank you, Alpha, for the opportunity once again. It's always my delight when talking about this meeting that on over the teams. Talking about the Fly Eagles, the most important thing is Obuka being an experienced coach at this big level. He has proved himself, being he was a player at this level and he won the medal. And also has also assisted some coaches, also assisted get one man and also the match champion in 2013. He was part of that team at the team of the United Arab Emirates. And now he has opportunities to also stay the team, to lead the team, and everybody is having a high hope with his team and his technical crew to put Nigeria proud. In my opinion, one thing I'm pleading before we talk about the career of vice concerned for to also advise is that yes, Nigeria will always desire to win at any competitions we go back for always wanting to win. And at this level of competitions, I think Nigeria has Nigeria don't need anything to prove.
Exactly.
We have both at both at the continental level and at the world champion
World
at world level we are the record holder, we have the record holder winning 5 times at the World Cup level. So one thing I'm giving hope about the next team and it should very consider winning should not be the ultimate.
Yeah.
Winning should not be the ultimate because this competition is just for a developmental process, developmental game, and we go we desire to win. And Nigeria wanting to what he should one legacy he will with Nigeria is to keep Nigeria a team that will last long.
Very well.
We have always had the issues. We have tried up several times, 5 times. The country have won on the 17 World Cup 5 times, and yet to win on the 20 level.
Exactly.
It's quite disheartening.
Very
And
well. I was going to even go into that. Yeah.
It's quite disheartening. And if you mention some of our players who have played at this level, none of very few of them take to
Exactly, to the
highest
next
level.
level. So you
Okay,
keep wondering what the
today
problem
we are
is.
talking of Victor Osimhen. Yes, Osimhen is there. In the class of that Osimhen in
Yeah.
2015,
Don't forget that there are, so let's say there are out of 22 of them.
22 of
How
them.
many can you
So
count?
apart from Osimhen that
Yeah.
I'm talking today and the nation Waka
Locally.
who is really
Really,
yet to
exactly.
pick
To,
because he was
exactly. Yeah.
a fantastic
Player,
midfielder,
yeah.
fantastic midfielder had a Chile 2015.
Yeah.
But yes, he has made the progress getting to Arsenal. He couldn't pick down
Yeah.
Arsenal,
Mm.
moving here and there.
Mm.
But yes, apart from him, to some extent, we are still even seeing
Mm.
moving around.
Mm.
And
Who
then
else?
this guy, and then the one in Villarreal,
Chukwueze.
Chukwueze,
Yeah.
and then and Osimhen. What happened to the rest of
Exactly.
the rest of the almost
Yeah.
19 of them or
Mm.
18 of them? We don't see them. And if you go down into 2019, in 2013, apart from Kelechi Iheanacho that we are seeing today,
Yeah.
and Robert Kelechi Iheanacho and Tayo Awoniyi
Yeah.
that we are also seeing their
Okay.
places,
Mhm.
where are the rest?
Exactly.
Where are the rest?
Mm.
These are all, but if you go in the real or go to South America, their
Mm.
age mates are still very
Oh, of course,
active
very
everywhere. You
active. In
see
fact,
them
they are the
playing
ones who
playing
are,
everywhere.
at the national
And
team
then if you
now.
go
Most
down
of
to the
them.
2007 when we
Mm.
won the cup in South Korea,
Yeah.
where are those passes
Exactly.
of those players? Okay, even the when we hosted the night competitions here,
Mm.
Neymar we are seeing today was in Nigeria here
Very well.
to play of Nigeria
Mhm.
Nigeria 09.
Mm.
But today we are the Nigeria 09.
Yeah.
Why Nigeria scored of the Nigeria 09.
Mm.
So what our plea for Odegaard is to ensure that if we have the right age players,
Mm.
we know him as a very disciplined farmer, no nonsense person.
Mm.
So he should give us a very disciplined and a very player within it. We don't even mind if he like to say or something. We don't even mind if he has someone a player with him under 15
Mm.
within the age bracket of 15 and take them to the world and take them to the African Championship. And the fact that they just expose them and they thought they can have a team that will last long forever. At the 2017, we won the championship against Spain. But today we have the gay at Manchester United, who is still
Exactly.
commanding the
Yeah.
goalpost
Very
for Manchester
well.
United
Yeah.
and one of the best keepers in the world
Exactly.
today. Where is Ajiboye? Who was so fantastic, who was saving the penalty there today. So I think because we should just talk less about winning. Yes, we
Yeah.
want to impress Nigeria,
Mm.
but it's not the ultimate is not about winning. Give us the rightful players. And I commend Nigeria Football Federation for arranging this German training when the team to go up. Yes, we are training within Nigerians to go after it's not a bad idea.
No, at all.
But
Yeah.
taking them off
Mm.
the pressures of media's attraction,
Exactly.
this and that.
Yeah.
They can have full concentration,
Mhm.
training in them, and the less any
Exactly.
even the friends or the friends, family coming
You never
around.
know what
So
happens when
give
these
them
boys
full
come there.
concentration.
You get there, like you said, friends, families,
Mm.
agents,
Yeah.
media, all kinds of people
Mm.
trying to
Distractions.
the distraction. So I think for me it's quite a good one that at least they'll be in an environment where they'll be completely off those things and you can really focus on football. All right, we'll move on now to some club football where the immediate past technical advisor Coach Usman Abdallah of Wiki Tories has actually had revealed that he was forced to leave the club because the management refused to give him the free hand to do his job. Adamu announced his resignation from the state government-owned club in a letter dated April 9, which was addressed to the chairman of the club and cited undue interference in his job and the inability of management to take responsibilities as reasons for his decisions. He said, and I quote, "You may wish to recall that since I assumed duty as technical advisor, I have not been accorded the opportunity to exercise the functions of the office of technical advisor due to management interference and inability to take their responsibilities during league matches, which is public knowledge." Once again, we are seeing this kind of thing. Like you keep saying, you see, when we talk about some of the drawbacks of Nigerian football, among the plethora of issues, these are one of them. Interference, and we've talked about severally of government-owned clubs. But for me, even beyond owning of club, I think it's basically a structure thing because of the way the faulty structure we have. Even a private-owned club, the owner, of course, will want to interfere in his team, but we see these things even in the national teams here and there sometimes. It's great, even the senior team, especially when you have local coaches manning, situation, because this could be a reason maybe a coach has his plan of how to move this club forward, and the state government, people who know next to nothing about football, might feel, there are some boys in this team who, are supposed to be playing, but the coach who watches these boys every night knows why these boys are not playing. But someone in an office somewhere feels he knows better than the coach. And I mean, for The young man, he felt he couldn't take it enough, enough of it, and he had to throw in the towel.
Yeah, just like say the low factors mitigating has been in development of football in Nigeria is all-encompassing.
Yeah,
You don't even know if you have to do what action
exactly.
to take.
Mm.
And this one you mentioned is a party is a big one,
Very.
a big problem,
Yeah.
and a big problem for the football development. And reason for this, it has several factors that you can attribute to it. For instance, you are coaching a club like Bauchi, Torre,
Sorry.
Torres of
Mm.
Bauchi. Definitely, yes, just like he has not been allowed to perform the office of his technical advisor.
Mm.
And why the management are not taking responsibilities of their own duty.
Mm.
That means they left their own job
Exactly.
and then focus on
His own
For
job.
instance,
Yeah.
the job of the manager is to ensure that the club has a very conducive environment to
Mhm.
operate. When there's the time for one the club can come to the training easily and without any stress on it. And whatever is due to them, we are much more every arrangement to be made for the organization at the end. We have smoking and smoke program on it. But we are not doing that one. But we are only interested in who play and who does not play, which is not your responsibility. And at the same time, if you look at the whole plan and use of the club we've seen, it is the coach that determine who come in and who come out.
Exactly.
When it comes to the play personnel,
Yeah.
when it comes to the placement, it's absolutely restricted for the technical crew.
Yeah.
No club owner, no management, or no anybody, not even a sporting director. A sporting director can only showcase,
Exactly.
but not to impose
At all.
on the pitch.
Mm.
But here, a manager who don't even know how anything about football, but because he's a government owner and he's appointed to be a chairman of the club, tell you who to play, not to play. And because the manager, you also so in some cases, you have to also have to sympathize with the manager, the chairman. What I mean by you have to sympathize with the chairman is this: the chairman is appointed based on political consideration.
Mm-hmm.
And here is a club made by Bauchi. So the chairman also to impress. And you now say you have a club, the player you buy, you have them from the south or from any something. But the Bauchi citizen, who are from the Bauchi citizen, you are not playing them.
Yeah.
You are keeping them on the bench. So the manager of field trade, the chairman of field trade, oh, these people can instigate people against my job and remove me.
Exactly.
Because they say, how can you have our own club
Yeah.
to bring another people that they don't play and not play?
Mm.
So the manager has to be careful to please those
Exactly.
because it's a political consideration,
Very well.
which is not good. And that's why we say that's why we commended the Odo State government the other who wanted to put the club off for sale
Yeah.
and allow the investor to come and let the investor run it as business. Government has no business run the club. And we also I also give kudos to Adamu to big man enough to say, well, I can't be sitting here and just like I can't be sitting here and when the club gave the television, we were saying the coach was not performing job.
Exactly.
Or when we are not allowing me to do my
Yeah.
job. But it happens in all across the club in Nigeria. But how many clubs they have that confidence to put in the toilet when they feel that they are job is not well? It's not about getting there, paying your salary, but you should also be mindful of your own job and your career.
All right. We still have much to give you on Sports Orbit, but first we'll go on a short break, and when we come back, Sport Orbit continues.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit for Nigeria's Chukwueze. Of course, that's a fantastic performance he put up for Villarreal against Real Madrid, where they won 3-2. As a result of that, he has been named in the La Liga Team of the Week. The list was compiled and published on the Twitter handle of Fact and Statistics platform. The player was the only Villarreal player included in Team of the Week, which is in the 4-4-2 formation. Chukwueze put in a five-star performance as he bagged a brace in Villarreal's 3-2 shock win over Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. I mean, congratulations to him. Didn't see the full game, but saw highlights of his performance and all that. And shortly before I came to the studio, me and a few of colleagues were just talking of him, and the same thing was, yes, you see him playing like this, but what happens to him when it comes to the Super Eagles? And of course, some other persons will argue that, look, we don't have the proper technical hands to harness these materials we have. And I think I quite agree.
That's what we normally
Oh,
say.
of course.
We have said it several times.
Yes.
Even me, when I saw, just like I said, really want to put it, but I saw the highlight. I was sure that it's It's not the same school you was
Exactly.
It's not the same school that was against him.
Yeah.
In the two-legged match.
Who was non-existent in the game.
Even after the match,
Yeah.
even after the match against him, in the way to win it, people all begin to call all kinds of things.
Exactly.
Selfish.
Yeah.
Because if you remember where he has a game, see Osimhen standing where he's supposed to pass the game, he wanted to score, and the people branded him as a selfish team.
Yeah.
But when he put the performance against not just all the team against
Madrid.
and not
At
against
home.
Madrid at the Bernabeu.
Exactly.
But any player that came to Bernabeu and scored 2 goals, you have your head very high. That memory will live with you long
Yeah.
as far as
Exactly.
as far as anybody you still need to tell the story to your children that you score a beautiful goal against the Madrid at the Bernabeu. So, but I'm surprised to see that performance. Just like you say, we don't blame most of those players. We can even see Osimhen that is spending Serie A red goals coming to struggle in the team again because we don't have a technical clue on how to position and how to play the
Exactly.
So, sometimes we have to spare them when they struggle with national team because we like technical know how to make use of those players.
I completely agree with you because you see,
Because when I saw it, I thought it was already finished.
Yeah.
I said, is it the super you are looking up to come from? See, she was playing.
Because truly, whether you like it or not, the impact a coach has on a player, I mean, it's something that you can never, overemphasize. But the truth is, when it comes to the Eagles, we simply don't have the technical know-how to utilize. Because look, some other coaches will be begging to have this kind of squad like the Super Eagles, and people keep wondering how with this kind of squad, how Nigeria didn't even make it to the World Cup in the first place. How even in Africa we are struggling against teams like Guinea-Bissau and small teams with this kind of talent we have at our disposal. Because on current form, I don't know of any country in Africa who you can call at least 5 players who are playing at top club, who are in top form currently. None. But here we have this kind of players. But now you look at the bench and you see that nothing.
Well, it's still for another day, and probably also we also have administrative deficiency.
Very well. It's an all-encompassing thing, like you said.
Because the people we have at the administration of them, if you're looking at them, looking at their background, and even look at their antecedents, it doesn't foresee anything that anything we can come out.
Yeah.
It's just like we're lamenting Pinnick eras. Pinnick is gone, but we're still having the same wine, the old wine.
It's the same system. It's the same system. So the personalities are the same. I mean, what's new about the current man? He's been in the system also. It's part of the system. So there's nothing different he can come and do. Some other news now for Victor Osimhen. He has claimed he admires Man City forward Erling Haaland and admitted comparison with the player will serve as an inspiration for him to even become a better player. Osimhen and Haaland are rated as 2 of the best forwards in the game at the moment. The 2 are currently top scorers in Serie A and the Premier League, while for Osimhen he has netted 21 times for Napoli. On the other hand, for Haaland, he has so far scored 30 goals in the league for Manchester City. I mean, like you said, clearly, when there are 2 great players like this firing in top forms, just like you look at the Messi Ronaldo scenario, I think the performance of the other can only inspire the other to get better also.
Yeah, I agree with you. Comparing him to Haaland, just like he has taken, he said it will motivate him to grow.
Exactly.
Because he did hard work. But if you look at them, clearly one is ahead of the one. team has also proved that he can
No,
improve.
but of course, I mean,
It
for
also depends on the level where you're playing.
not the league and the team, because when people Haaland was coming to the Premier League, people didn't expect he was going to score much goals. But why some of us had a different view was because if you are a striker and you play in a team like Man City, you don't have any excuse.
Great chances for you.
Because I mean, Man City is a team where even the goalkeeper Ederson give assists every now and then. Almost everybody great chances. So for Haaland, I mean, most of the work has been done for him.
It's just a finish.
Just to finish. So I believe an Osimhen in a team like that too will bang goals.
I completely agree with you
Because you see some of the goals Osimhen scored is like a one man. Yeah, he struggled out of nothing. But you see Haaland doing those kind
I
of
agree
things.
with you. Just like Mourinho describing the other day that he's someone that can give you nothing out of nothing.
Exactly.
Because he just in a slim chance to get in there, trying to make you win. But Haaland, the job is almost perfectly done for him. Just for him.
Yeah, completely. Anyway, to some other news now. An Abuja-based academy has commenced a nationwide hunt aimed at discovering young, talented footballers for the country's national team. And following club's president of the academy, Chen Nwabara, who disclosed this said the talent hunt will be executed through global grassroots football tournament and it will be for players between ages 16 and 19 years of age. The zonal event will commence in Port Harcourt 17th of April and end in Bauchi on the 5th of May, while the grand finale will hold in Abuja from May 23rd to May 26th. According to him, the prelim screening will be conducted at local government and state level, while the semi-finals will hold at the state, representing each of the geopolitical zones, with the grand finale slated for the MK Abiola Stadium right here in Abuja. Of course, another talent hunt program, many of them across happening like that. But what we always say is with the harnessing of these talents, like we just spoke about, previous under 17 teams, it's easy to discover talent, but after they go for one tournament or the other, what happens to them after after then. So I think for me the most important thing, even more than harnessing of this talent, is to ensure that they get to the highest level or the peak of their careers.
But my preference, and once I don't get what I think about this talent, is the motive.
Exactly.
Because the motive is deficit.
Mm.
There's no clear layout objective of progress. Those that are behind those things are permanent for their personal interests. And when you are just focused on the narrow objective to go to achieve your interest, you can't get it. You can't get it very well. Their intention is just to let the Nigerians are talented, we have talented people. They just go there. So we bring some people and then people. And then if you are lucky to keep one, two players and so on, what comes to you is
Exactly.
and which is
Very well.
And this is very bad. And this is one of the things we have often find the organizers of football and those who are managing football in this country should need to go to scrutinize all this academic work. What is their primary motive? You can't just travel to my village or travel to your village for it or travel to the Boko or Kuki in the community. You call some pretend players out and then you show them the player how to kick. The next thing you move them, you put them on the
Yeah,
plane.
exactly.
The next thing you put them on the plane and you want to go and put them in one academy. Yes, it is the good that they're trying to do, but
But like
you
you said,
should
the motive.
you should have a bigger plan for those players. First and foremost, you have the development of those players. For instance, the former president of Nigeria for work condition, Sani, is doing a fantastic job, but a lot of people have also come out to criticize him because of the way he's going about it.
Of course.
Okay, why in Sani, you look for instance, he has a football academy. Is most of those players since Sani started, he has also sold any single player out of this hospital. Since he started that year, since 2010, today almost 11 years now, 30-year-old, 20 years now. Most of those boys who go to that school, some of them are today at 400 level at the national state investment in partnership with the school.
Exactly.
This is what we are talking about.
Yeah.
You have a plan for the futures of those players.
Those kids, yes.
But what to get in those kind of is the other way around. Just bring them there for your personal interest. Just get them, send them out. What happened after that?
So, sir, we just hope that such academies will have a different motive and focus.
Until the organizer, the football authority in this country came to define their role.
Proper regulations.
And proper
exactly.
regulation. That's right. Thank you very much for that way. Proper regulation. That nobody just
Exactly.
come out tomorrow
Yeah.
and no, just me and you now just wake
Mm.
up, or you have a friend now calling from Romania
Yeah.
or from
Needs players.
Finland.
Yeah.
Okay, I said we are coming. Okay, I'm going to organize camp
Yeah.
for you. Come and
Exactly.
select
Select players. It's like
players.
that.
It's not come
Mm.
like that.
Right ahead of the huge Champions League clash between champions Madrid and Chelsea, Real Madrid boss Chancellor Ancelotti has backed Frank Lampard to deliver as Chelsea caretaker manager. He said, of course, um, he said he expected his former player to do a fantastic job. Said, I'm 63, he's 44, so I have 20 more years experience than him, but won't change what happens in the game. I mean, when you hear this kind of thing, clearly, these are just mind games. I mean, any day except something extraordinary happens, that there's no way, no tactical genius Lampard wants to pick up that someone like Cancelo, who does not know that. Don't forget that he actually even played under him.
Because you are playing, because and if you look at what he said,
Yeah.
he said I have 20 years experience.
Yeah.
20 years experience.
Exactly.
I've been on this job for 20 years
Of
before
course.
you start.
Exactly.
And then that would also do me well.
Yeah.
You know. But one thing that is also good at to admire
They know very well.
the young
coming
lad
up, yeah.
who is coming out.
They too have to start from somewhere also.
I need to encourage them. You can see Ateta do fantastic job at that.
Exactly.
Whatever the job he did for that, anytime he come against Guardiola,
Yeah.
we already know even before the match,
Yeah.
we already know the result. So you can't take it, the experience. You can't take it away. No matter how you learn from those people, they are there for you. But let's see go to what is going to happen at tonight. We are not writing sense off of it.
Of course.
It's fantastic game.
Yeah.
Setting up the personnel, they have the play material. They also stand on their own. I'm not quite be a fantastic player, a fantastic midfielder for that matter. During his day, attacking midfielder for that matter.
Yeah.
So he should have what to think to also attack. And at the same time, don't forget that sometimes even your student in class, as far as he's sitting under you, learning from you, he can also learn from you. He'll be learning faster than you.
Yeah.
So I salute to not be surprised that most of his tactic he used when he was essential to. Lampard can adopt that today and use it I use against him and then put him right behind.
Very well. Of course, quickly before we go, still talking about the Champions League yesterday, some matches went down. Of course, the big one, Bayern versus Man City, and for Man City, looks like they already have one leg in the semi-final, except something extraordinary happens in that return leg because it was 3-0 in favor of Man City against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, fantastic result. And if you say Guardiola was able to at least finally get his hand against Tunisia yesterday,
exactly.
but is the job over?
Not yet.
Not yet. Another 90 minutes.
Yeah,
because the Bayern players and the and his team can go to encourage you. Well, we go there, the score 3-1.
Yeah.
It's not impossible for us. We can only score them 3 go ahead.
Well.
So it is not yet over. And as we have seen the table turning up against everything that because Liverpool scored against Madrid 4-1.
Yeah.
4-1. That was last season. Now 4-1. But in the return leg, Madrid, even Chelsea beat Madrid 5-5. Beat Madrid with how many goal difference? But in the return leg, Madrid turned it upside. So it is not yet over. So and I'm sure Guardiola is quite aware of it. So Tuchel and his team still have another 90 minutes to play for. So Man City fans and just watch that there's another 90 minutes to play. It's not yet over. It's finally over.
Of course, in the other game, Inter 2-0 winners over Benfica.
Yeah, fantastic result for that matter. Fantastic result away for that matter. So they are coming home. I think what they need to do just settle down and play the normal game. And play the normal game, but nothing wrong with Benfica. They also score today away.
Of course, like we said earlier today, Madrid will be up against Chelsea, while the all-Italian clash between Napoli and AC Milan will also go down. Unfortunately, Osimhen will not be in action tonight.
Well, my brother, it's quite the smell issue is quite disappointing one for Nigeria's football fans and for Napoli fans. But let's say it's going to be ultimately it's a minor one for the Napoli and how they're going to cope it without Osimhen, particularly when they lost the last match and the last match 4-0 to the same Milan and here again come in the Champions League. So, but let's how it's going to be automatically. But I strongly believe that without Osimhen, Napoli may not be better than Milan is not better than 4-1. But they may have an edge, but winning 4-1
difficult, very well. Right, those matches come up 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and we will keep an eye on it tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll give you a complete result of the matches as they go down. Well, that's our package on today's edition of the program. Salifu, thank you for being in studio once again today.
Thank you.
Till we come your way tomorrow again, do stay safe out there. My name is Afajo, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080 3688 61